Finally, this brings us to one of the more difficult concepts in AP statistics, this concept of power. But I'm going to break it down and simplify it for you as much as I can. So the power of a test against a specific alternative is the probability that we'll reject the null hypothesis as at a chosen significance level, alpha, when the specified alternative value of the parameter is true. So what does that mean in just good old-fashioned plain English? So power is the probability of correctly rejecting your null hypothesis in favor of your alternative hypothesis. Another way of saying this is power is also the probability of not committing a type 2 error. In the last lesson, we talked about calculating the probability of a type 1 error. It's always equal to alpha because there's always that risk 5% of the time that we're just wrong. In this case, it's 5% of the time that we're just wrong, that our sample just happened to fall in this area by chance. So if we look at this a different way, so this line represents our p-hat, so the proportion we found from our sample. And what if, honestly, our true parameter was actually here, and we didn't know that? We were going off the assumption that it's here. Well, if our true parameter is here, we should reject our null hypothesis. So if we've got this parameter that's here, you can see that the likelihood that my sample would fall in this area would be somewhere in here. Now remember, I don't know, I could be wrong, but if we've really got this, now this will always be unknown. You'll be blind to what this true proportion is. This shaded region, that is called your power. So we've got some probability that that's true. Now this white region over here, notice this is the probability of committing a type 2 error. In statistics, we call the probability of creating a type 2 error beta. So if you're not familiar with that Greek letter, that is beta. So the probability to calculate our power, it would be 1 minus beta. I've seen very few questions on the AP exam that actually ask you to calculate that power. They'd have to give you a lot of information. They'd never have you calculate this true proportion. But they might say, hey, it turns out it was this. Can you calculate the power at this point? More than likely, the questions about power will be this instead, is how can you increase the power of the test? Because that's what we want to happen. We want to make sure that our power is so strong that we're going to, especially if our true parameter is different than what we think. So we want to make sure that we increase the power of this test. This is what you do need to know for the AP exam, are these 3 things. The first is, of course, to increase the sample size. If we can increase our sample size n, then that's going to reduce my variability. And what that's going to do is it's going to bring all of this in tighter to the true proportion. It's going to reduce this area of beta if we can get closer to the true parameter. Of the 3 options I'm going to give you, this is by far the best and easiest way to increase your power, but there are 2 other ways. The second way you can increase your power is by increasing alpha. So let me just bring up our graphs again. So we can see if I pushed this, if I push this line further over here, that would also push it down here, and it would increase our power. The only thing that this is not helpful with is it's going to also increase the probability of a type 2 error, or excuse me, type 1 error, since the type 1 error is alpha. That is the probability. The third one is the most difficult to pull off because we don't actually know what the true parameter is if it's different than our null hypothesis. And it's very rare that we would know this. So what we're saying is that this green line, this is our p hat. So if this is our true parameter here, so if this is my true proportion, and I could take this green line and move it further away, you can see that that shaded area would definitely increase. But without actually knowing what my true proportion is, that would be pretty tricky to do. But really what this is saying is that the bigger the mistake is in my null hypothesis, the more power I have to reject it.